Good morning, Philippines. You are watching the Business Portal, your gateway to business trends and opportunities. Coming to you live via Channel 8 on Destiny Cable and Channel 1 via GSAT. I am your host, Rowena Suarez, and you can call me Ro for short. Our segment, Investment Academy, talks about the different ways to increase investment capacity, financial literacy, and awareness. Investment Academy will show Filipinos not only how to make money, but also how to create wealth. A bright and sunny Wednesday to you, our dear viewers. Let's start the show with our portion, Just Ask Ro. I got a text from Pedro of Davao City with telephone number ending 7592. Good AM, Ro. I am 61 years old, tatlong anak, and 4 na apo. Paano ko magplano ng iiwan ko ang mga ari-arian ko? Mr. Pedro, kailangan po, ang tatanong ko pong una sa inyo is, meron po ba kayong life insurance? Kasi po, ang life insurance can take care of your estate tax. Just in case po, pag an untoward incident happens, meron po kayo dapat na planong estate para po madali ang transition ng inyong mga ari-arian sa inyong mga anak at apo. So, I also advise you to at least make a holographic will. Yun po yung holographic will, yung sinusulat po ninyo yon, and at the same time, a will that is binding, and you can also ask a lawyer for that. If you have more questions, actually po, ang estate planning is mahaba pong usapan yan. So, kung meron po kayong mas may tatanong pa, paki-text, email nyo na lang po ako sa justaskro@gmail.com. Another question from Sherry Ann of Parañaque with number ending 4721. Do you still advise to get into the stock market at this time? Sherry Ann, yes. It's still a good time to get into the stock market. Although, like I was telling you, two months ago that it was time to get in. At that time, it was the physics was only 3,700, and now it's about 4,200 to 4,300. But you know, it's still going up. It's still tumataas pa siya, so it's still good. But when you put your money in the stock market, don't think that you're going to take it out a month after or 2 months after. It's still a long-term savings. It's still a long-term planning for your money. So lastly, I'd like to share an email I received this week that truly warmed my heart. It's coming from Mrs. B. Good morning, Ro. I just like to commend you on your show, Investment Academy. I am a housewife with 2 school-aged children. I am learning a lot from your topics. With your help, I can say that I'm getting well-armed with the information for the business I will embark on in the future when my children go to high school. Thank you and more power. Thank you, Mrs. B, for your sweet message. For questions, you may get in touch with us at 0917-862-7576, 0917-86-ASK-RO. You can also send us an email at justaskro@gmail.com, Twitter, just_askro. And you can also view the show on YouTube, Investment Academy by Rowena Suarez. What is the future of the business in the province? Going back to our grade school social studies class, the Philippines is made up of over 7,000 islands. Our country is very rich in natural resources. It has fertile, arable lands, diverse flora and fauna, extensive coastlines, and it is rich in mineral deposits. The Philippines' primary source of livelihood is its fertile land. The country's 6 major crops are rice, corn, sugarcane, coconut, abaca, and tobacco. Today, we are very fortunate to have with us a very well-respected public servant. He is the representative of the 3rd District of Quezon Province, as well as a father, grandfather, and an extremely successful businessman. He is hardworking and a resilient person who is inspiration to many. It is with great honor that I introduce a man that I look up to and respect, my father-in-law, Congressman Danilo E. Suarez. Good morning, Dad.
Ay, good morning, Ro.
Thank you
Hindi
for
ko
being
alam,
here.
ganito pala ka-extensive na itong program mo, and very enlightening sa ating mga kababayan.
Ay, thanks.
Very nice, very nice.
Thank you. So, Dad, my question, no, baka kasi madami tayong mga magiging magiging viewers at madaming magtanong na business in the rural areas.
Uh-huh.
And what are the business opportunities we have in the provinces?
Yeah, but you have to look back in the perspective, ano? For instance, can you mix business with politics? And unfortunately, this country being not yet a matured nation, politics plays a major role. Kaya, for instance, me as a member of the House of Representatives, I have two face, parang may maskara ako. One time, yung maskara ko, I'm facing the national issue, being a legislator, and then the other face is my district. So, I don't know kung yung approach ko ay tama. Nung pumasok ako noong 1992, I look at the poverty level of the district, and unfortunately, Bundok Peninsula ranks among one of the top 20 poorest congressional district in the country. And the major problem is the infra, the roads. And it's a hotbed of insurgency. You're very familiar with this because of your husband is the president of the electric cooperative.
Yes.
Ngayon, tinignan ko yung mod, gaya ng sinabi mo, how can you see the potential of business? So, if you don't improve the infra, then you cannot encourage people to farm. Why? Because they can plant, they can go fishing, they can go into short-term crops. Pero pag mag-harvest ka na at masama ang kalsada, mabubulok yung iyong inani because of the road.
Kasi sa pagta-transport po from one place to the other, by the time
Yeah,
na
but
ilanda na.
there are perishable goods na if lalo na if you don't have adequate cold storage. Pangalawa, yung quality ng produkto mo will suffer. Iba kasi yung freshness na pag dinala mo yung mga isda mo at mga gulay at saka yung mga karne, ano, sariwa, it commands a better price. So, dito sa atin, for instance, I will be very parochial about Bundok Peninsula. Nakita ko na ang talagang means lang ng primary, it's coconut. So, it's copra. And going back to the Filipino indolence na kaya sinasabi nila napakatamad ng mga Tagalog ay nasanay sa nyog. Na inaantay mo na mag-mature yung nyog, mahuhulog yun, tapos gagawin mong copra. In the meantime, mag-aantay ka naman ng mga 2 months before may mag-mature ulit. But you're looking here at a situation wherein malaki yung lupa at kukunti ang kasama. Pero pagtakbo ng panahon, dumadami na ang tao, ganun pa rin ang sukat ng lupa.
So, paano po natin yan papantay na yung dadami ng tao at dadami rin yung kanilang
Well,
mga
then
crops?
you look into productivity, maximization ng acreage. For instance, if the revenue of a hectare of coconut land now will only about 40 to 50,000 a year, imposible ka nang makatustos sa buhay ng isang regular na pamilya with 4 or 5 children. Kaya now you look into short-term crops that you plant in between the coconut trees. Now you go into livestock. Mag-aalaga ka na ng hayop sapagkat abundant naman, gaya na sinabi mo, fertile ang lupa ng Quezon, abundant ang damo, kaya may pakain ka dun sa mga alagaan mo. And kaya dito sa atin ay this may be the showcase na ginagawa namin ni Governor, who happens to be my son also, and Secretary Prosi Alcala. Na well, you'd been there and you saw the division of sea farming. But let's go back into coconut muna, Rowena. The problem with coconut now is 35% of our coconut all over the country are senior citizens already. Okay. Meaning they are more than 60 years old.
So, hindi na po siya magbubunga ng...
the harvest is getting lower and lower. It's decreasing. So, you must replace. Dito mo makikita yung extent ng poverty. Sa halip na gawin nilang seedlings, ibebenta na nila kasi they need the money. Here, dito dapat pumasok ang pamahalaan. With the bus money na galing doon sa pera ng San Miguel na pag-aari naman ng magsasaka. Eh ngayon, meron ng ruling ang husgado, Supreme Court, na ito yung kay Danding, ito yung sa farmers. So kung ano man yung nasa farmers, gamitin na ngayon. Because it's been sitting there idle since Marcos. And it's been a long, long time. So doon pa lang sa replenishment ng ating seed bank, dapat yun muna ang i-priority ng gobyerno. So I will suggest that maybe in the opening of Congress, pagdating ng appropriation sa 2012, I, as the Vice Chair of the minority, will insist to tap that money purposely dyan to do a massive replanting program of our coconut.
So, parang po, in the provinces, talagang ang magiging source of income ng mga tao is really going back to basics. Going back to basics talaga.
Well,
Planting.
well, you're right, the Rowena. You go to the basic, but you must also look at the whatchamacallit, the place where the coconuts are. Dahil sa may mga lugar na napakalayo naman talaga. You can forget mga call center sa mga liblib na yun. No. Ang point ko lang, be good where you're good at.
Okay.
I-maximize mo na lang muna ron. And forget about the high dream of being industrialized. No? Matagal pa ron eh. Dapat dahan-dahan tayo with the maximum target of food security.
So, of course, going back to basics nga po, itong mga plants, itong mga nagagawin na mga source of income nila, kailangan din ng, syempre, tulong ng pamahalaan, ng local government.
National and local.
National and local. So, ito pong so is it, so this is for the whole province, the whole Philippines, for each province. Does it differ like what the parang sources of income, source of livelihood for each province, or halos pare-pareho rin?
Technically pareho eh. For instance, if you're a tobacco farmer from the north, then there will be time na hindi ka naman pwedeng magtanim lagi ng tabako. Seasonal yan. And doon tayo pupunta naman sa tinasabi nating alternative cropping ng high value crops. For instance, let's talk of what we're doing now. In 45 days from now, our hatchery will be operational, and I will consider this to be the second biggest after Dagupan. Ngayon, why hatchery? Because
actually, Dad, we have slideshow for that. I took pictures.
Yeah.
Last Sunday.
Sana makita
Direct
nila yung...
ano lang, yung slideshow natin.
Ang hatchery ay yung pagpapaitlog ng mga hayop sa dagat sa Kati. Doon sa iyong mga televiewers na lumaki na sa tabing dagat, siguro matatandaan nila nung mga...
Ito yung hatchery.
That's the outgrowth pond. Ayan, dito sa... I'm fishing here, Mabuti nakuha mo, this is what I'm trying to prove to you, Let's look at the sabalo. Ay, sabalo is the layer ng bangus. Ito ang mother layer ng bangus. Nangingitlog lang ito, ito yung anak mo, namimiwas din. Ito ay, I'm not exactly sure of the exact number, but pag ang sabalo ay nanganak ng 10,000 fry, at ito ay nasa wild, meaning nasa dagat, ang survival nito ay 10%. Meaning, sa 10,000, 9,000 ang mamamatay at 1,000 lang mabubuhay. Hindi naman ito mamamatay dahil sa walang makain. Hindi, kakanin ito nung mas malaki sa kanila.
Yung mga namatay, yun yung kakainin nung
malalaki. I mean, you look at the sizes, yung ganito, kakaanin ng ganito, yung ganito, gaganin nito, yung ganito, yan. So, yung survival of the fittest prevails anywhere Kaya dito sa pinakita